All right, welcome to Custom Points Live. I am your host, Jarrett, and this time I want to show you guys our redemption to South Bank Turks and Caicos, which I'll just preface by saying that if you're not familiar, South Bank is one of the redemption options with uh, SLH, which is Small Luxury Hotels, which is part of Hilton. You can use Hilton points for these kinds of redemptions. Um, they're usually smaller hotels, boutique hotels. This one's a little bit larger from what I've gathered or what I've heard compared to other SLH properties, and it's a really beautiful property. Just to be very honest, though, we didn't really love Turks and Caicos. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. I mean, you're going to see the videos here, and I also upgraded the quality because I got a drone that in another redemption I crashed, but at least for this one, you guys have some video of the drone footage. And I wanted to show you this property just to show you how beautiful it is, but I just also want to be very honest that we didn't love the property overall. The food wasn't amazing. There was only one restaurant on the property. The food on the island was not the best. Obviously, you're on an island, so anytime you're on an island, they have a harder time with sourcing different foods. So don't go to an island expecting to have the most incredible foods, unless there's certain islands that there's exceptions, of course. But in our experience, islands tend to not have the best kinds of foods. You're there for the beach. So, anyways, just to show you, they have this man-made beach here that you can hang out at. That's me and my family, and they have this is obviously a really cool location where you have this little kind of private place you can hang out. I'm going to go through this as relatively quickly as I can, but I had a drone at this point, so I did a better job of filming. So let me show you the room. Obviously, I didn't fly the drone for the room, but you can see the room here. There's our rental car. And the room was a 2-bedroom. And that's one thing that is cool is that you get at minimum when you do a redemption for using points, the standard room does include a 2-bedroom. So really, really nice room. Don't get us wrong, for sure. The really large kitchen, nice little area to hang out. And for this trip, we brought our friends with us. One of my good friends was and his girlfriend at the time, but it was time for them to get engaged, so I invited them to join us, and she was surprised to get proposed to during this trip. The whole room, though, it's 3 stories, so you have to climb up what are pretty steep stairs. Not too bad, but still there. And you have we got upgraded to, in our case, a 3-bedroom, which was very kind of them. But at base, you get a 2-bedroom. This was a good redemption. I think it was also 4 cents per point when you do the math on what we were upgraded to. Again, your mileage may vary that you get upgraded to a 4-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, but even just a base 2-bedroom was still great. You'll see when I do the drone footage the difference between a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom. The 3-bedroom has the 3-bedroom has instead of just these 2 rooms, then where this would be the master, there is another floor, a 3rd floor that has an even bigger master, and it also has a really big bathroom as well. But you can see, the view's nice. Every room has a dock, so if you have a boat that you want to either rent or bring there, I guess you can use the dock. We didn't rent a boat. I think it was supposed to be really super expensive, so we avoided that ourselves. But anyway, so there's that, and then it's going to take us to the 3rd floor here, and the 3rd floor is where the master is. So there's just master bath, master bedroom, and that's the bathroom door right there. It's a newer property, or newer place, so they everything was really nice. I should have mentioned also with Costa Rica that was also a newer property. This is the bathroom. No shower curtain at all, which and the door is like stays closed. So the only thing I didn't like is that you can't like keep the shower super hot because you can't like close the door around you. But I guess the same problem in other places, and it wasn't like the hottest water. Um, sorry, there's the view, and you have a third floor balcony as well. So nice little master. My wife had a really hard time with the beds. Not the most comfortable beds. She was also pregnant at that time, so that explains it. But we were there in this is early December, and if you're doing the math, we got pregnant at Costa Rica at the Waldorf Costa Rica. Um, so this is the master closet, pretty big walk-in closet. Um, and again, nothing to complain about by any means. Really nice room. Um, and that's basically the whole room. So I'll stop sharing that, and then I'll show you more of the actual property. Um, let's see if I can find a good video to show you. I was messing around with the drone, so give me a moment to be able to find all the right footage here. There's a lot of footage I filmed. Yeah, that's probably not good for the family. Let's see. I also have their footage from when they got engaged. I was able to use the drone for that, and my wife was filming them more up close. Um, let's see. All right. So this will probably be better for the property. Doing that thing again. Sorry, guys. All right. So you can see this is a little bit better. So as you leave from the eye of the drone, you have over here is where the property is, and they have this like a bunch of boats all right here, dry docked. And that was the island where you saw us earlier, where we were sitting there. So you have this is all South Bank. They're building this building over here. They said that's going to be pretty impressive. These were not available through points, so you couldn't use points to book these rooms. I don't know what these are called, but you can see here they have these two man-made islands where there's um, you can rent boogie boards, paddle boards, all that kind of stuff, kayaks. That's where the gym is, and then that's where you get your massage in one of those rooms there. Um, and this is the view. Obviously, gorgeous ocean, gorgeous turquoise water. Um, these are all like much more higher end rooms that you can get. None of these are available with points. The points are limited to just that little section that I showed you before, where you have those kinds of rooms that we were in. I'll have other drone footage that shows you that. But you can see the water is super pristine. And then this is us returning to the property. So when you first get there, you're coming in. Right here is the entrance, I believe. Yep, and that's where the check-in is. That's where the restaurant is. And again, that's that island that I was just showing you. That's the dry dock I was showing you. And then our room would be right over here. So just to give you an idea. Um, so definitely not huge as far as the property is concerned. I have a few different videos. I kept trying to get different videos. I was still getting used to um, the drone thing. So definitely no time to edit all of these down, but at least you can see what the property looks like. This one I filmed with it's called FPV, first person view. I think that's what it stands for. Um, and you can kind of see a better idea of like what it all looks like. This has it has obstacle avoidance, and I was really testing at that time. Um, but like I said, that's where the spa is, and these are cabanas that you can use. Um, Over here is the actual restaurant, which I'm going to try to show you here in a moment, I believe. Unless I'm wrong. Yep, I'm wrong. Okay, here. You can get a little bit of an idea. So as you're pulling up, that's where you check in. You just pull your car up, you check in there. The restaurant is literally right here. It's pretty much out, it's all outdoor. So it's all outdoor seating right here underneath this. There is no indoor seating. And you can see there's plenty of places to sit. And this is really the whole like beach. As far as here, there is a beach that they have to take you there in a shuttle, or they'll let you use bicycles for free. And the beach doesn't have, not this beach, but the main beach doesn't have anybody there to like, you know, order from, no waiters, waitresses, stuff like that. This little man-made one though does. So there's a little hut there, and you can order drinks. There's like a bar, and then also order food, things like that. So there is actually service. And really, that's like the whole property. I mean, these are all the rooms from the outside, all the different docks. Um, this is what I was going to also show you. So just so you can see here, there's the 2 bedrooms, and then they have this up top, which is like this little terrace. I'll show you in a second. This is what it looks like when there's a 3 bedroom. So the third floor is a room. So that's really the difference between the two. And if I pause here, you can kind of see they have a grill, more of a place to hang out. So honestly, just because of the view here and like giving yourself more space to hang out, if you don't need a 3 bedroom, it's honestly better to just kind of keep the 2 bedroom because of that grill. And just, it looks like they have a jacuzzi that's like for you to use as well. I don't know if it's available for anybody to use, but pretty cool to be able to have your own jacuzzi. So I think that's useful if you're into that. So I kind of would prefer a 2 bedroom, knowing all of that, right? And more of a better view of the restaurant here. You can kind of see, so there's like outdoor seating. You can kind of hang out, but really this is like the whole place. There's not a lot more to show. And again, I guess back to the name, small luxury hotel. Um, as far as like stuff to do on the island or restaurants, there was a place called Mr. Grouper's. The food was pretty good there, like pretty decent. Whenever you asked someone in the staff where to eat, they would all say Mr. Grouper's. We did try a place. It was like a conch place, but there were so many flies that it was like impossible to eat there. And it wasn't the conch fritters weren't that amazing. But overall, it was a nice trip. But again, you're spending 200,000 points for this trip. So since you're so close to 250,000, I would personally recommend, if you're going to use your points, use them for Cabo. If you're going to, or excuse me, if you're going to use free night rewards, use them for Cabo. And I would say that if you want to use points, the 120,000 points for Costa Rica is a much better use if you're trying to stay in this area. But that's basically it. I don't think that we need to extend this out any further, that's pretty much the room and the place, and you can obviously fly there pretty conveniently. It was about 3 hour flight from Florida, so not too bad, or maybe 2.5 hours. I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, if you have any questions or you want to know how to be able to book places like this for pennies on the dollar, I think the total for this one was, I believe, $1. It was literally like $1 after all the fees, or after obviously paying annual fees. But credits were available that I used to eat there and to have my family taken care of. So yeah, really great time. And if you have any questions, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you want a one-on-one on how to book trips like this, you can do so in the link below in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for your time. Have a great rest of your day. And that concludes our 2025 trips. There was one right at the end of the year, but I'm going to count that as 2026. So we'll do that in the future. But stay tuned. And yeah, really appreciate you guys being so supportive. And again, sorry for the videos not being more edited and polished, but that's not what you're going to get from me. I don't have the time to be doing all that kind of stuff, but at least I can show you what's possible, the redemptions that are possible, maybe a different view of the properties. And I'm just going to talk to you guys like you're a friend of mine, because you are. And I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great rest